Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ned's Healing Sanctuary. Today, I thought we'd talk about fear, something that affects all of us in varying degrees almost every day of our lives. And so I thought it would be helpful to understand what fear is and where it comes from and how to overcome it. All right. And if you like this kind of content, I would ask that you please give me a thumbs up on this video and consider becoming a subscriber to my channel. That way you'll be made aware of new content like this as it becomes available. And I wanted to thank you for joining me, and I hope that this message finds you in the best of health and at peace. All right, so let's get started. So let's start by talking about who or what we are as people on this physical plane. So we are made up of three aspects: the body, the mind, and spirit. The body is your avatar in this world, and it gathers information through the senses, like sight and smell and hearing and touch. Okay, and this information is provided to the mind energetically. So the mind exists outside of the body on this plane, and it controls the body. Okay, it is not your brain. Your brain is part of your body. So this data is fed to the mind, and the mind is its job is to keep you safe. So it uses this information: what's around you, are you in danger, are you healthy, and it moves you according to what is needed to keep you safe and keep you healthy. The mind is also known as the ego, and a third name for it is the devil. So you can kind of see where this is going. The mind, although it's meant to keep you safe, right? That's its job. It does other things too, because it doesn't have full control of you, but it wants full control of you, right? So it has to feed information to spirit, or spirit has the same information that mind does. Spirit is your true self, your higher self, and it is in alignment with God. Okay? It always wants to do what's in alignment with God. And mind does not always want to do that. It wants control. Basically, it wants to be God, right? So spirit is the ultimate decider of what you do as a person, what you think and what you say, how you act, and how you feel is based on spirit. But mind wants that control, so it resorts to trickery, telling you things that are not true, giving you a false reality, so that spirit or you follow what it wants you to do, right? And it maintains control, and it not only stays alive, but is strong. So that's what it wants. Remain in control and want you to do what it wants to do. Mind is concerned with short-term gratification, not just keeping you safe, but it wants to enjoy the good life. You know, eating and drinking and sleeping and all those physical aspects, it wants to experience them all to the point of excess, sometimes making you unhealthy, right? So you may sleep more than you need to, or eat more than you need to, or eat the wrong kind of food too often, or drink alcohol or other things that hurt you more than you should. And so that's what it wants to do. It wants that. And so following the ego or the mind too much is going to hurt you in the long term, because your true essence is spirit. It's from God, right? God is unconditional love. That's what God is. That's what the universe is. So following ego or mind can hurt you emotionally, spiritually, and physically, because going against spirit, going against God or love, and following the ego or the devil is not your inherent nature. So there's a price to pay for doing that. Okay? And so that's kind of what I wanted to relay from this slide and who we are. All right, so that's the interplay between body, mind, and spirit. Now, every day we're faced many times with a choice of what we want to do. Think of the ego or the mind sitting on your left shoulder here, okay, as the devil. And it is based in fear, negativity. So its thoughts and actions are based in anger, jealousy, anxiety, grief, stress, hatred, judgment, fear. All of these are based in fear. They're negative. And if you follow this path, then you're not going to be healthy or happy because you're deviating from your true self. Your identity is unconditional love. That's who your spirit is. So following a different path will cause you harm. Now, if you follow love, love includes happiness, forgiveness, kindness, serenity, hope, okay, camaraderie. All of these are based in love. Patience, okay? So if you follow this path, then you're ultimately going to be much happier and healthier. Choosing fear will create stress, which will turn into a physical illness. It'll manifest in your body in some way. There's no way around it. Okay, I don't care if you feel guilty or not. It does not matter. What matters is following fear, following negativity, and your thoughts and your actions and your emotions will generate problems in your health. Okay? So, mind, ego, devil over here, spirit, God, love over here. Okay? Choosing spirit and love will keep you happier and healthier. That is the way out of this plane. All right? You can create heaven on earth by following love. Okay? And this has to be a process that you monitor in your thoughts all the time. You have to monitor your thoughts and see if they venture into the negative realm. Fear, okay? Hopelessness, despair, anxiety. These are all negative. When you feel any of those emotions, including fear, then you need to change it to the positive. Okay? It may be difficult at first, but the more you do it, it becomes habitual to the point where you don't think negatively anymore. Even when you're faced with a choice, you always choose love. It's just a habit. That's what we want. Okay, this is how you create your heaven on earth. Okay, you'll be as healthy as you can be and as happy as you can be because you're creating your own reality, matching your thoughts of love. You'll surround yourself with those kind of people and have that kind of an experience. Okay, so let's talk about what is fear. Fear is an internal state caused by a disconnect from your higher self, okay, or God's love. When you choose fear on your ego and your devil, now you're choosing away from God, and that is where fear comes in. You're opening the door for negativity when you choose against love, okay? When individuals believe the universe or God is working against them, fear creeps in. Why? Because they can't coexist. You can't have love and fear at the same time. You have to choose. Which one do you want? And if you choose fear, then you're going to have negativity and pain and suffering. That's just the law of the universe. Karma. So fear is a product of the ego or the mind. Okay? The ego is focused on separation, where everybody's separate. Okay? Duality. You are separate from everybody else. You are separate from God. You're alone on an island. That's what the ego wants. That's how it maintains control. It isolates you. Okay? So when somebody wants to control you, what do? They isolate you. They take you away from everybody else so nobody can tell you, hey, this person's controlling you. Right? Isolation. You're on an island. And that's what the ego wants too. It wants to control you. So it doesn't want other people that may let you know what's really happening around you. So the ego is focused on separation, control, and attachment to outcomes. So if it wants to control things, it wants to control the outcome of things. And that means you might decide to lie or cheat to get what you want or what you want to have happen, right? Instead of just preparing for an exam and taking it and let the chips fall where they may, you want to control the outcome, right? So you take it into your own hands and you cheat. That's how that happens. So acting this way creates anxieties about lack, what you don't have, about being enough. Am I good enough? Am I failing to meet society's standards? That's ego talking. This is all negativity. And it's not based in reality. So when we identify too strongly with the ego, then we become susceptible to these fears. Okay? So our reality, our true nature is love. It's based in love. Fear is the absence of love. So consider it like life, light and dark. Darkness is the absence of light. Fear is the absence of love. That's how that works. So when you're connected to your higher self and universal love, then there's no room for any negativity, ego-based fear. Okay? They cannot coexist. You have to choose one or the other. So how do you overcome fear? Well, you have to view fear as an opportunity for growth. Use it as a signal to reconnect with your higher self. So if you fearful or anxious, okay, or you notice negativity in your thoughts or actions or emotions, that's a signal. Oh, I'm choosing the wrong side. I better jump over to the side of God and love to correct this. Otherwise, there's going to be a price to pay. So focus on love, gratitude, and trust in the universe. Okay? Trust that the universe and God are working for your highest good always. Even when things are hard, that's just the way it has to be because of things that you don't know. You're not aware of them when you're here in this life. Things that happened long ago in other lifetimes, you're not aware of. So you have to trust that things are happening for your highest good even when they're hard. Interpret it the right way. Okay? Don't just say life is not fair, God hates me, God is trying to hurt me. These are not true because you're not aware of all the facts. All right? That's just how it works. When we come here, we forget our past lives. So when things are happening in a way that we don't want to happen or you think that they're hurting you, it's just the way it has to be because of the past that has happened. The universe is still working for your highest good, always. But that's just the way it has to be based on past actions. Follow? Okay. So be aware of egoic thought patterns and choose to detach from them. If you feel negativity in your thoughts, actions, or emotions, then choose the other side. Recognize that many fears are not based in reality. Okay, fears are illusions, right? They're illusions. So use meditation and prayer and affirmations to achieve inner peace. When you feel fearful or anxious or feel despair, go inside. Stay calm, close your eyes, and allow thoughts and emotions to come up. If they're negative, then just let them float away. Acknowledge them. Say, fear, I feel you, I see you, and then let them go. It's time to go. You may have to do it multiple times, but that's how you let the energy flow away from you, the negative energy. All right? So acknowledge fear, don't suppress it, and allow the energy of fear to move through you. Then, by following this guidance, fear can be transmuted, converted, or alchemized back into love. So when you feel negative, when you perceive them attacking you, interpret it the right way, that this has to happen right now because of some other things I'm not aware of. So I'm going to respond with love. I'm going to forgive me and them, and that's the end of it. Okay? And this is called transmutation, converting negative to positive, interpreting it the right way always for your highest good. So take small steps to face fear rather than allowing it to paralyze you. All right? Just attack one at a time, one negative thought at a time, address it, let it flow away. One negative emotion at a time, change it to the positive, let it flow away. again and again and again until you get into the habit of thinking positively, feeling positively, and acting positively. Okay? This builds confidence and allows you to rise to meet life's challenges. So let's summarize the path to awakening. Awakening to what? Awakening to your true self. Who are you? Okay? How powerful are you really? That's what awakening is. How do you do it? Well, you have to live in alignment with God and your higher self. Be positive in your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. So choose positivity. Be kind and forgive yourself and others. If you can't be kind to yourself and forgive yourself, you're not going to be able to do it to others. Be authentic. Act out of love with pure intentions. Don't, have ulterior motives. Try to get control situations or people. Okay, be an open book. Just act out of love and let the chips fall where they may. Let things happen the way they were naturally going to happen. If you're acting out of love, they'll happen the way you want. Anyway, you don't have to try to control them. So why should you align with love and higher self? Well, this will reduce guilt and stress. It'll make your life happier, healthier, and easier. And this will end your karmic cycle, the negative karmic cycle that you have, by eventually emptying all of your karma in that jar of stones. Every time you behave the right way and you interpret things the right way, even when they're negative, perceived to be negative, you alchemize them to the positive, you can remove a stone from your karma jar and throw it outside. Eventually, acting this way again and again and again will empty your karma jar. And what will that do? Well, that'll allow you to create your own reality through your thoughts and the universal law of attraction. Like meets like. So what you think positively, what you feel, how you act, all of that will come back to you through other people. They'll surround you the same as you. And the circumstances and events that you have in your life will match that same positivity. So you'll be creating your own reality at that point. And then this positivity will elevate your vibrational frequency and lead to awakening. This will allow you to feel your true strength, God's strength, okay? And have peace and love coming from you all the time, no matter what is happening around you, all right? You'll be the rock. So this will allow you to awaken to your true spiritual powers, things you never knew you had or you could do, and a strong belief in yourself. And this will allow you to go out and help change the world for the better. That is the path to awakening, using positivity. All right? So I hope you've enjoyed this episode on fear and overcoming it. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can become aware of content like this. And remember, you can find this content, Ned's Healing Sanctuary, on all of these streaming platforms and apps. And I am glad that I was able to spend this time with you. I enjoyed it. I hope to see you again soon. Take care.